Welcome to The Real Factor. This is a podcast where we like to take a look at movies, not only from our generation and earlier, but modern day movies. In fact, we just got back from watching A Violent Night, which is a new 2022 Christmas, soon to be, I guess, classic. I'm Thor.
And I'm Ed. And so, yes, this movie, Violent Night, stars David Harbour. And he is a disgruntled alcoholic Santa Claus and is thrown into trying to help protect one of his believers from a money heist that is trying to take over. You know, this is going to be an homage to Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Home Alone.
Yep.
You know, you've got all those elements. It's kind of thrown into. It's done from the guys who did the first John Wick film.
Yep.
And a lot of action, a lot of carnage. Thor, what was your thoughts of this?
Well, you've got the guy who played Santa Claus, but you also have John Leguizamo who played Ben, who was the main thief
Right.
in there, and he did an excellent job. This movie, like you said, it pays homage to so many different movies. Some of it, there won't be any spoilers here because it just came out, but I mean, there's cliches, there's stuff that it was easily predictable in some spots. There was some plot twist I did enjoy, but it was overall, I think it was a good movie. I don't know if it's an instant Christmas classic because they're comparing it to this is the new Die Hard Christmas movie.
Well, I don't think it's a new Die Hard, but I certainly had fun the whole way through it. I felt that it
Yeah.
was a very fun film. There's some slow parts within it, and that's okay. But overall, I think that David Harbour as Santa Claus is probably the best person you could see. You know, if you're not familiar with him, he's obviously from Stranger Things as Hopper. It's kind of his most famous role. Was in Black Widow movie as the Red Guardian, and he just kind of, to me, brings kind of that great disgruntled, but he can also, just as he does in Stranger Things, he can bring a heart. You know, he cares for this little girl, and the conversations that he has with the little girl, to me, seem very endearing and you know, heartfelt.
She was hoping it was a Home Alone movie.
Well, yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what strikes me is in all these Christmas movies, Santa Claus is always disgruntled or he's just about done because all the Christmas spirit is about, like the movie Elf, the movie Santa Claus. You know, now this one, they're all just about done with Christmas.
Yeah.
They're over it. The Christmas magic is no longer there. And of course, like with every Christmas movie, this is not a spoiler alert because there's always Christmas magic. And Christmas magic never goes away completely. 100%.
Yeah, and Christmas magic sometimes I think is just there to kind of give the writers an out for certain things. You know, just whenever you need Christmas magic to work, it works. When you don't need it to work, it's not there.
That's like in the horror movies when they jump in the car to escape and it won't start.
Right,
It
exactly.
started right before then.
Yeah. But you know, it's really, you know, if you kind of look at another popular film this year, Top Gun Maverick, which is, you know, pulls out the Star Wars Death Star trench run. This is total, you know, almost kind of a carbon copy set in another Christmas movie, but Die Hard, you know, where you have a vault. You have a team that comes in that needs to get the person who has access to the vault. Santa and the girl on the inside is talking on walkie-talkies, and you know, fight ensues, and then the guy
They even included Marvel in there, I thought.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I won't give any spoilers, but I mean,
well,
what's my nickname on here? What's my name on here? Exactly. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, yes. We're not going to give that away. But even he pulls a Die Hard movie out of his bag at one point, just to kind of, because they know what they're doing. I mean, they know that this is a cliched, over the top.
Yes, definitely.
But they're having fun with it, and that's kind of what allows the audience to have fun, because they don't take themselves seriously.
Right.
And which is where I think that if you go in there just kind of with an open mind and just to sit back, this is a popcorn movie.
Well, I will say that the movie, a lot of kids are wanting to maybe go see it. My daughter, you know, wants to see it. I'm glad I saw it first because just as the title says, that's exactly what the movie is.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, there is There's some graphic stuff. There's some cringeworthy stuff that you just have to go, oh, ow, and cross your legs and hold your chin and everything else.
This is adult action.
Yes, it is.
But
it's not for the faint of heart.
But I do think that if you you go, I think you'll have a good time.
Yes.
Anything you didn't like?
Well, I don't like movies, any genre, that is so that you can almost pick out the next line that's going to come out. I know we sat beside each other and I kind of leaned over and said something, or this is about to happen. I know it sounds like I'm going to spoil it, but we knew we were coming back here to talk, and it's like, yep, called it or close enough to it. And so it's like, surprise me. I understand there was cliches and they were making fun of like Die Hard, Home Alone, not making fun, but paying homage to them. But it's like, okay, give me something a little new.
Yeah.
A little bit new. That's the only thing I would say. It did take a little time to get the story built up into where all the action happened. But I do think that was necessary. It wasn't boring. It wasn't overdone or drawn out too long. But it took a little time.
Yeah, I think my really only main criticism is the stars in the film were really good. All the side characters, to me, really didn't add a whole lot. There was a comic relief, but there was this family is not very redeemable. Like, there's not a lot of good qualities amongst anybody in this family except for the little girl. And so it makes it a little bit hard to root for the family when they all have twisted and...
Even when they were faced with such adversity, they still were at each other.
Correct, yes. So that's kind of my thing, is I just wish that the family could have been written a little bit better, but then that would have probably added on to the runtime. And I think... The runtime is kind of exactly where it should be. Maybe if it had cut out just a little bit, it had probably about 5-7 minutes. I think that it would have probably been a better pace on it. But
now I would say if we reviewed this or talked about this another 6 months from now or next Christmas, then we could go into some of the stuff we really, or that I really was like, okay, I won't give any spoilers, but just stuff that I really wanted to talk about.
Right.
But I don't want to give any spoilers. So I would recommend seeing it, see what you think.
Let's just say there's a certain star that makes an appearance.
Oh, yeah. Very magical.
Yeah.
It lights up the sky.
It does.
Or the scene.
I would say so, yes. And a lot of this you've probably seen in the previews anyways, and so a lot of what you see in there, is just imagine that blown up a lot of times. But overall, I think you'll have a great time going to it. It's a modest budget film that costs about $20 million to make, but I think it's all on the screen.
Really good.
It's all on the screen. Benefits of shooting in Canada, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love Canada. It's cool.
Yeah. So on a real factor out of 5, what would you give it?
This might hurt your feelings. 3.5.
No, I was gonna say 3.5.
Okay.
No, I think that's great. I mean, I think it's enjoyable. It's not.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not it's going to be a classic for the turn of time.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends on what you're into. If you're looking for the family Christmas, no. But I mean, I think if you're looking at the guys eating pizza,
This will not spark debate. Die Hard came out in the 80s, and I had a conversation yesterday about somebody. Is it really a Christmas movie? I said yes. Yes, it is. I mean, and we had to talk about the nuances of what made it a Christmas movie.
No.
Nobody's going to think that about
Let me
this.
ask you this.
This is set. I mean, this is a Christmas movie.
So since we're talking about Christmas movies, I saw this post the other day, and somebody was asking about their favorite Christmas movie was Gremlins. You think of Gremlins as a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Takes place at Christmas.
Yeah. There's so many movies, and I know we're getting off subject a little bit, but that just because they take place at Christmas does not make them a Christmas movie. Wasn't Gizmo a Christmas gift?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes it a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So, but, Lethal Weapon just happened to be at Christmas time. That's not a Christmas movie. Trading Places, which I love, it's not a Christmas movie. It just happens that part of it's around Christmas. Anyway.
This one, Christmas movie.
Yes. Well, I mean, look, it's got Santa Claus on the cover.
And what he does with the candy cane, you'll get the point sooner or later. So anyways, yeah. So I think it's good. 3.5 stars for both of us. Give it a shot. Probably coming to streaming soon, but if you catch it at the theater, go see it on the big screen. And for that, we'll see you next time on
The
The
Real
Real Factor.
Bye.